Hi there, I've got a 30-minute travelling workout which only requires 2 mini bands and maybe a mat and a space about this big. That's all you need. So light mini band for upper body that can stretch to about there, and then a heavier one for your legs which doesn't go quite as far. Okay, so it's going to be broken into sections. We've got a 3-minute warm-up, we've got a lower body section and an upper body section, core, and then a quick stretch at the end. So you can break it into segments if you want to. It's about 8 minutes for each of the main parts of this workout. So, don't need your bands for your first part of the warm-up. Set a timer. If you need to, you've got about 30 seconds of each move. Right, I'm going to set my timer and we'll get going with our dynamic warm-up. Away we go. Okay, so your first move are going to be jacks. One toe tapping out to the side as your arms reach up and overhead. If you want to jump this one, you can. Both feet moving at the same time. Or if you don't want the jumping part of it, tap one foot out at a time. Just keep those arms and legs moving. On the balls of your toes here. Got 5 seconds and then we'll switch directions and go forward and back with it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, swinging forward and back. 1 foot taps back behind, push back on that heel, reach those arms all the way up to the ears, up to the ceiling, and push it back. Again, if you want to jump this one, you can. Little hop in the middle, or push the foot back, stay on the ground. 5 seconds, and then we'll switch it up into jacks. In 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Arms are out in front, feet wider than your hips. Sink into your heels, little pulse. Swing those arms back and away as you come up. So nice straight back here. Like you're sitting in a chair. Weight stays in your heels. Arms out in front, overhead as you come down. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, back to center. Next move, knee drives. We've got a rotation here, arms out in front. Tap that knee with your hand. Switching your weight side to side. You can even take that hand behind your back, swing it around, get a little bit more of a rotation going here. Drive those knees side to side. You got it. 5 seconds. And then our last move, side lunge and a curtsy. Here we go. One side lunge, reach tall, curtsy lunge. Stay on the same side for first few, and then we'll switch it up. Reaching those arms tall. So about 5 of these each side. And that'll get us to our 3-minute mark. Okay, switching legs. There we go again, side. And curtsy. Tap to the floor if you can. Reaching up and overhead. Reach it tall. And one more, each direction. And there you have it. 3 minutes. Grab a sip of water. You've got 30 seconds to get your bands on for your lower body. So grab your heavy bands. Have a seat in the chair to get them on if you need to. Or just pop them around your legs. They're coming just above your knees. Okay, so we've got 6 moves in this sequence. We've got chair squats, side walks to start with. I'm going to start the timer again and get going with it. So, if you need a chair for this one to get your weight back, you can. The key is to keep the weight in your heels and tension on the band. So down, similar to what you did for your warm-up, you're going to hold for a second longer at the bottom this time around. I want you to feel those quads fire up before you come back up to standing. Nice and slow here. Arms can come out in front again and then push away. Okay. 1 more of these and then we'll go straight into your side walks. So back up to standing, 1 wide stride, 1 half a stride. Keep the feet parallel to each other. It's going from one end of the mat to the other. Bend those knees. I'm going to go sideways so you can see where my body is. Nice straight back. Knees bend a little bit deeper if you want to get a little bit more action, or you can be up higher with it. You decide what works for your knees. Let's just keep going. One more pass. And then you'll be back up to standing. Come to centre. Catch your breath. Staying on one side this time around. So next you're going to tap to the side and then tap back. Swing those arms. Bend this knee. Back straight. Coordinate your arms and legs swinging. Again, sinking deeper into the standing leg to make it fire up your glutes and your quads a little bit more. You've got 5 more seconds and then we'll do the other leg. Moving fast. Get it done. And up to standing. Again, catch your breath. Hinge forward, bend your knees slightly, and away we go on the other side. Onwards, swing, arms. Hello, glutes. Bend a little deeper into the knee if you want to. Make it work. 5 more seconds. Back up to standing. Catch your breath. And then we're doing hinges for hamstrings. And done. Okay, this one here, you've got one foot staggering back. You're going to tap down and touch your toe. Then bring this foot up to centre. Let's go. Down. If you want to balance and hold with this one, just bring that back foot up and off the floor. Keep this hand behind your back, and it helps you keep your shoulders back and your back nice and straight here. Hinge forward. Hammies firing up. That's where we're going with this. And glutes. Woo! 3, 2, 1. And switch sides. Shake your legs out for a moment. Straight onto the other side. So hand touching opposite toe. Then hinge forward. Knee drives up. Back. And we have it. Nice and tall when you come up. Drive the knee. Get some hip flexor action going in here on the standing leg. And balance. 2. Last one of these. Back up to standing. Take a rest, grab some water. You're going to do that whole round all over again. So starting with your squats and then into your side walks. Okay, so 20-second rest. Just enough to get some water. Catch your breath. And here we go. I've got 3, 2, 1. Onwards. Down into the squats. Push it away. Little pulse and hold down. Again, a little longer if your quads want a bit more of a challenge. Make sure your shoulder blades stay back. When you come down, you're not rounding into this one with your back. Push through the heels as you come up. Should be able to wiggle your toes here. And feeling the tension on the outside of your legs on the band. Weights in your heels, outside part of your feet. You got one more of these. Up to standing and into your side walks. So get to the side end of your mat. Again, swing your arms. Fell off my mat. Try and keep your feet parallel as you do this one. And keep the tension on the band. Sink a little deeper into that knee bend. We've got one more. Back and back to centre. Back to those side taps. So, hinge forward, bend your knees slightly, tap and tap. Keep the weight in your heels, that front foot, protect your knee. 10 seconds and then we're off to the other side. 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go again. Bend down, bend those knees, and onwards. Couple more minutes of lower body and then it's done. A nice rhythm going here. Throw some music on. Swing the arms. 5 more seconds. And then we're into our hinges, and that's all we need. 2. Done. Okay. Back to toe touches and the knee drives. So 1 foot staggering back, hinge yourself forward, touch it down, knee drive up. Again. Balance and hold when you come up. I know the band makes it harder. You can of course do all of these without a band. If you didn't bring it, very easy to pack. Hinge again. Drive the knee up. Last one of these. Up it goes. Hold. Switch sides. Other hand goes behind your lower back just to keep the shoulder back nice and straight. Knee drives. So not so much glutes here, more hamstrings. If you're not feeling it in your hamstrings, pull those shoulder blades back. If you round down into this, you're going to feel it in your back, but not in your hammies where it should be. 5 more seconds. My balance went off with that one. 3. And done. All right. You've got another 30 seconds to get your bands off, grab some water, and find your light mini bands. These ones here. Okay, so I will reset the timer, and we've got another 8 minutes or so for this one. Your first round is going to be a push-pull movement in lots of different directions. Okay, again, you're going to do this for 2 rounds. Here we go. Square your feet up so they're slightly wider than your hips. Make a fist with your bands. You're going to punch it out in front and pull it behind. So here's your pull back. There's your punch forward. Get both parts of the movement going. Make them nice and strong. Let's take it a little higher. Straight out in front. Rotation coming from the shoulders. Square your hips up. You've got 2 more each side. And then we'll put the bands around your wrists. Okay, well that got things warmed up, didn't it? Hands go inside the bands, and you are going to do your row, pulling it in, palms facing each other, bring it in, reach it up and overhead. Out in front again, pull it in, reach it up and down. So shoulder blades here come first, then the elbows come back. Shoulder blades again first coming down, and then the elbows come back. So delts, back, lat muscles, bit of bicep action because you've got some tension on that band, haven't you? So last one of these, bring it all the way down, rest for a moment. Your third move, delt raises. So elbows are locked into your waist, elbows are at 90 degrees. Coming out to the side, alternating sides. Make sure your hand stays in line with your elbow. This is a chicken, this is not the move, it'll hurt your rotator cuff and your shoulder, so make sure your hand stays out to the side. Doesn't need to come too high. If that's where you're at, that's where you're at. You decide what works for you. Just keep those shoulder blades back, stacked under your ears, over your hips. There you go, you've got 1 more of these each side. Yay, delts. And rest. Next move, rear delts. So same position with your arms, but your back's nice and straight here. Your butt sticks to the wall behind, and away you go again, looking down right in front of you. Keep your back straight. Keep your shoulder blades back. And 2 more each side. I've lost my time. And then up to standing. All right, your next move, biceps and triceps. You're going to make a fist as you come up into your bicep curl, and then as you come down, flare out those fingers, give them a spring out, and look at your elbows. Here we go. Up. Fling it out. If you keep your elbows locked to your side and your hands just a little bit further apart, you're really going to feel this. Don't need a heavy band for these moves at all. The tighter you make the fist, the more bicep action you've got going on, and the more you lock out that elbow, the more tricep action. You've got 10 seconds, and then you get a break, and we do it all over again. And last one. Okay, shake those arms out, catch your breath, and back to your push-pull movements. This time around, you can take a little bit more of a rotation with it going across your body. Here we go. Square those feet up again, pulling forward. Sorry, pushing forward, pulling back. Now let's rotate side to side. Again, try and keep your hips squared up so it's coming from your torso. Abs are coming into this one just a little bit, but it's still more back, pecs, shoulders, head to side. Be a little higher if you want to. Again, hope you got some music playing. Get the rhythm going. Five seconds. And then we're back into our next move, which is our rows, pulls, overhead presses. And done with it. Band comes back around your wrists, just like before. Out in front to start with. Palms facing each other, shoulder blades, elbows. Reach it up as you breathe in. Breathe out as you come down. That core on. Tuck your tail under just a little bit, pulling your belly button into your spine. Nice and strong here. Reaching, pushing out in front, pulling it back. Up and over. And one more in each direction. Here we go. Rest. All right, yeah, next 2 moves, your delts, mid delts and rear delts. Bands just past your watch strap on your wrist, elbows lock in, elbows at 90 degrees, and away we go. Again, keep those shoulders back. If you're rounding into this one, you're going to feel it in all sorts of wrong places. I want your mid delts to be feeling it, top of your shoulders. Breathe out every time it comes up. 5 seconds, and then we'll bend over and do the same movement with the arms, but with a straight back, looking down at the floor. Last one. Okay, quick rest. Bend forward, hips pop back, back's nice and straight. One hand anchors on your thigh, and away we go. Looking down just in front of your toes, so your neck, your spine are all in alignment. Back straight. You should feel a slight stretch in those hammies if your back's in the right position. If you're rounding into this one, it doesn't feel good. And you'll feel it in your mid-back. Not where you need to. And one more of these each side. Then back up to standing. Okay. Bands stay around your wrists. Biceps, triceps to finish up. So palms facing upwards this time if you want. Make that fist. There's your bicep curl, and then change the direction of your hands, palms facing sideways as you come down. Bicep curl it up. Imagine you've got, I don't know, 20-pound dumbbells, 30-pound dumbbells, or 10s, or whatever work for you. You can get a lot of tension by making that fist and keeping your elbows locked to your side and your hands just a little further out. Up it goes. You've got another 10 seconds. Can do it. Flare those fingers out. Spring them out. Fist. Spring it. And last one. Sneaky grip strength in there as well, in case you didn't notice. Okay, ditch your bands. You're not going to need anything for the next round of things, but you do need to get down on the floor. Grab some water. I'll reset the timer. So you've got another 15 seconds to get yourself in place for core. You're going to be lying on your back to start with. Here we go. Right, down we go. All the way down. First round of things, happy bugs. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, push your tailbone into the floor. The knees are coming to 90 degrees. Arms are going to reach up and overhead. Opposite hand and leg move. Looks like that. You can either have your chest up, shoulders off the ground, or if that's too much for your neck, just keep your head on the ground. You can also put a pillow or a towel under your head if you want it slightly elevated to protect your neck. You're breathing out every time the heel comes down and the arm comes down. Abs are firing up, aren't they? We're going to do those for another 10 seconds. Just keeping my timer going. Keep going. Breathe with it. And done with those. Hug your knees into your chest for a moment, and then you're going to rock yourself up to seated. A little stretch out for your lower back here. You're going to bring your feet to the floor, hands are out in front. We're doing a Russian twist. So feet can stay on the floor for this one. This is all obliques. Leaning back, keep your shoulders back here. Again, not rounding into this one. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you're going to bring one foot up off the floor. And if you want even more of a challenge, you're going to bring both feet off the floor. Just keep that back in position. Breathing. Breathing. There we go. 2 more of these each side. And then you come down to lie on the floor again. And all the way down. Knee tilts. So that was obliques here. This time we're hitting the lower abs, lower obliques. Knee tilts. So hands can be on the floor. Bring those knees back up to 90 degrees. You're going to slowly tilt knees over to one side and straighten your legs out. Bring it back in, back to center. Push that tailbone into the floor as you breathe out here. Tilt, straighten the legs. Modifications on this one, you can have your feet gently feather-light touching the ground. Tilt, tilt, gently to each side. I want you to feel those lower obliques, abs firing up here. Keep these going. You can also bring your knees up and just do that tilt with your feet off the ground without the legs straightening out. So this is the hardest variation of it. And feet on the ground is the modification if you need it. Okay, you've got 5 more seconds of these. So I'm going to do 1 more of these each side with my legs out. And then feet come back down to the ground. Now you can do a tilt here, just a quick stretch out for that lower back and abs. Your knees are dropping to one side, your head turns to the other side. And then bring yourself up to seated. And, oh, we get to do that all over again. How about that? Okay, so your first one, your happy bugs. Down again. You didn't need to get up. Okay, feet come back up, 90 degrees, arms are reaching overhead. This time around, your hands are coming out to the side, so one arm comes out to the side instead of overhead. Opposite hand and leg, here we go. Again, keep the breathing connected with this. Think of this as another lovely chest opener. Try not to have yourself rolling sideways as you do this. And that is by keeping that tailbone pushed into the floor every time you breathe out. You can have a reset at the top here if you need it. Big breath in, and then away we go again. A couple more of these each side. There's one. Last ones. And hug your knees into your chest. Done with those things. Coming back up to seated. Let's get those Russian twists done again, shall we? We should rename those. Okay. Arms are out in front. Variations here. Start with those feet on the ground. See how that feels. Then bring the feet up and away we go. Connect that breathing. You're breathing out every time you take your hand to the side. it's getting too much. One foot comes down onto the ground for just 2 or 3 other side, then switch feet, do the same thing on the other side. We're almost done with these. Got 5 more seconds. 3, 2, done. Alrighty. Back down on the ground again. You've got your knee tilts. Da, da, da. Want to make these a little more challenging? Your hands are hovering off the ground. Bring those feet up. Arms hover. Tilt. Off to the side. Back to centre. Tilt. Straighten those legs out. Back. Reset in the centre. Then tilt again. Gently touch those hands to the ground if that helps. You've only got another 30 seconds. Do another 30 seconds of these. It's your last move. So you decide if you want to start to bring your feet closer to the ground or you take the extension of the legs out for the last few. There's no swinging momentum with this one. Reset every time you come to centre. And breathe. Almost there. One more of these each side. And done. Feet drop back down to the floor, arms are out to the side, and then slowly bring those arms up and overhead. Big breath in, arching your lower back, and then slowly breathe out as you sink your back into the floor, back to neutral spine. Let's do that one more time. Big swoop up and overhead. Big breath into your belly. Breathe it all out as your hands come down. Hands out to the side again. We're doing those tilts because they feel good. Ankles and knees together. Head turns to the opposite direction of where your knees are going. Big breath out. Sink through the floor. Hold this stretch for just a moment. A big breath in through your nose, and then slowly, last one, sink it, knees off to the other side. Okay, hugging your knees into your chest, pulling in behind your knees, gentle rock side to side, massaging that lower back. Then one leg will go long, you're pulling in behind the other knee into your chest. Glute stretch, hamstring stretch, hip flexors, and then slowly straighten that leg out. Flex your foot, feel that calf stretch and your hammy stretch, and then slowly bring that knee back in again. Foot comes down, same thing on the other side. So hugging your knee into your chest, leg goes long. Straighten the leg out, flex the foot, calf, and then slowly bring the knee back into your chest again. Feet come down, knees are up, arms are coming over to the same side. And then you'll take your arm up to the ceiling, up to the sky, knees and ankles stay together. Try and drop down so both shoulder blades are on the ground. Take your head with your hand. Come back again. This time you're swooping it all the way over your head, fingers touching the floor behind. Big rainbow arc. And then take yourself over to the other side. Arms open up, legs swing. Open arm up to the sky. Sink down into this. And then big swoop around, rainbow. And then come back up to seated. So you can take yourself sideways to get seated or come straight up. You decide where you want to be with that. And then coming back up to standing. One foot comes through. Try not to use your hands to get yourself up. Where are we at? 28 minutes. All right. Let's take these arms up and overhead. We're going to do a big swoop and a swing. Reach the arms up. Fingers clasp. Stretch to one side, other side, then you're going to swoop yourself forward. So let go of those hands, swing forward, breathe out. Big breath in as you come up, hands behind your head. Last one of these. Big breath out through your mouth, breathe in through your nose, reach it up. And now forward and back, swoop, swing. Arms reaching, reaching, reaching. Squeeze your glutes when you come up. Last one. And arms come out to the side. Great big shoulder rolls around. Hands on your thighs. And there you have it. There is your workout. Enjoy.